Drivers, to your cars.
Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, the place that everyone loves, the place where fenders are going to be bumping, and the tempers, oh, you better have them because they're going to be existing. Welcome to the USAA 300. Oh my goodness, are you freaking serious?
Wrong person, bozo! Anyway, welcome in everybody to 2026 USAA. We're both screwing up tonight, folks. The USAA 300 here at Bristol. I'm your lead man, Cody Smart, a man who decided to jump the gun here. And Angel Diaz-Rado, welcome into the broadcast booth here tonight. So, you already explained it. Short track racing, temper is going to be flaring, but something you didn't mention, Angel, is... oh boy. Alright, back to what I was saying here. Don't forget about the tire wear, folks. We'll explain more about that as we go along. We got some storylines for you, but for that, let's head over to our pit reporters and our news reporters down at the track.
First of all, a huge update currently with the situation regarding the 36 of Virginia Servant. They had to change the alternator early this morning, but this time they've already fixed it. Will that mean 2 victories in a row with broken and replaced alternators for Casa Loud? We'll wait and see. Let's go to Sebastian Galloway Jr., who has some updates on Gabriel Cup Dennis.
You are right, Mr. Gav Dennis. Having a lot of interesting stuff happen to him the last couple of days. He is very excited to be at one of the tracks he's always dreamed of being at, and this is going to be one of, in his words, one of the best chances to pay a lot of receipts to a lot of drivers that have rubbed him the wrong way. More coming onto the story soon, and hopefully we don't see a lot of side-by-side, quote-unquote, action and some helmets flying.
Yeah, referring back to Tony Stewart back in that incident over there, issues with Matt Kenseth all those years ago, throwing his helmet to 17 in the middle of that race. Hopefully we don't see much of Tempest Ryan here tonight, as we will be presenting you our starting lineup for tonight's running of the USAA 300 here at Bristol. As you see, Ford's dominating once again in qualifying, as Tari Smith will claim her second pole in a row back-to-back. Hoping to get our first win of the year this time around, and next to her, Nino Lahive missed last week, driving with a vengeance in the AON Mustang in second place. Row 2 goes to you, Angel.
Row 2, we're going to see Shane Kane in the Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey Mustang and Jasmine Prime in the Kroger Chevrolet. Not Walmart, Kroger.
Oh, for Pete's sakes. Up next, we got the driver mentioned a bit earlier, Regina Savant, starting in the 5th position. And next to her in her Chevrolet, we have another Mustang of Romina Ortiz. Still a favorite to head over to the Cricket Cup Series of 27. We're going to have to wait and see, though, because silly season's just starting underway over there around the Sisters camp.
Behind them is going to be Sebastian Nava making his projected and triumphal return in the FYE Mustang. And next to him, teammate Ito Teiji in the Sirius Satellite Radio Mustang.
Something to mention, folks. 8 Fords in the top 10. As we have Luz Nacida in the 34 auditioning for any sort of ride that she could get next season. Next to her, we got Gabriel Dennis, that's Decker's Bite Mustang. We got some sponsor news for the future of him and for the Roush organization. More on that when we get the details.
Behind them is going to be Haley Deegan in the Monster Energy Mustang and Phineas Flynn in the iHeartRadio Toyota.
Up next, we got Laura Mota in the Mavis Tires and Brakes Mustang. And next to her, we got Melody Purple, the only low cow in the field. Luckily, that's just Melody and Paula.
Behind them is going to be Carlo Herrera in the Banco Azteca Camry. And next to him is going to be Desiree Hudson in the Cold Stone Chevrolet.
Good to see Carlo back in there. Meanwhile, we got Georgia Hartz in that Sam's Club Charger. And next to him, we got... Okay. Originally, the plan was for him to run the KFC color starting this weekend, but unfortunately, something had to fall through. But Short Taraki still in that 93.
Next up is going to be Annabelle Birdie in the Circle K Chevrolet and Suyu Asui Color Sue in the PlayStation Chevrolet.
Good grief, you corrected yourself. Up next, we got Long Loud and Thank the Lord it's not Bucky Jr. and the Bucky Charger. Next to her, we got Morgan Miguel and that Stranger Things Chevrolet.
Saiko Bichitaru is going to be in the Swiffer Mustang, and next to her is going to be Rookie Jeffy in the KFC. Now that's finger looking good. Toyota.
Let's hope so. Up next, we got Len Lau joining that Georgia Bulldogs Charger. And next to her, we got one of the season contenders, Ryan Truex in that Oscar Mayer Chevrolet.
The item is going to be Eileen Galvan in the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet and Clyde McBride in the Busch Light Mustang.
And up next, we got Mark Gaines and the Double X Chevrolet trying to push himself further in the point standings. As well as we got Deku over here in the Bandit Demco Camry.
Behind them is going to be Ann Bunchui in the AirAsia Chevrolet and Dale Bush in the NOS World of Outlaws Sprint Cars Chevrolet.
Up next, we got probably the only sane teammate of this team so far, Lazaria Smith in that Caleres Charger. And next to Lazaria, we got William Sawalich. Well, all I gotta say is that O'Reilly race benefited him here. Let's see if it happens again here this weekend at Amtrak Camry.
Behind them is going to be Christopher Diaz in the TV Azteca Camry and another Camry, Stanley Tools, Jewel Gecko Fane back in the show.
Up next, for the substitute for Maggie Splitzer while she's indefinitely suspended, we have Leah Sharp filling in that Menards Charger. And next to her, we got 8-time, not 7-time because of another series, Jimmy Johnson and that Lowe Chevrolet.
Behind him is going to be Riley Anderson in the Carl's Jr. Charger and Anna Spork in the Monster Energy Charger.
And last but not least, we got two Chevrolets, both from Cantle Motorsports. So I'm going to do something real quick. First of all, Cantle Motorsports, here's a Super Coconut. As we got Corey LaJoy, and next to him, we got somebody who is going to get the coconut. Oh, Lord. Sorry, folks, I have to do this. Boogie! There you go. That's your last row. So, before we start the engines here, we have a little bit of time. So, hey, let's make a race pick, shall we? Angel, I'm going to start with you.
Well, for me, I'm going to say that since Fords are Fording and they're finally finding their footing, I think for this one, I'm going to go with Luz Noceda. Call me whatever you want to say, that she's never performed great here at Bristol. I know that, but I think that Luz Noceda has the know-how on how to win at a place like this.
Oh my. And for me, unfortunately, I can't pick my own driver even though she started on the pole. And two, Ty Dillon went on to win the race after winning from the pole himself. So because of that, I'm going to have to take a look here and go to the second row. As much as Seb is probably going to hate me for this, Shane Kane will have to be my next pick to not appear biased. So, before we start the engines here, let's talk about this truck real quick, Angel. Tire wear is a big deal. We saw it last night.
Oh, yeah, and we have some problems.
Uh-oh. So we have an issue. We have an engine issue for a driver towards the back of the field. Let's see who it is here.
Yeah, at the moment they're checking the engine. They're checking the engine on the 21 of Corey LaJoy. So far, they have said that the issue could be temporary, but if it goes critical, they may not start the race, guys.
Oh, that would not be good for them. Not at all, especially not a good stuff for Cantle Motorsports. But let's talk about the tire wear here. It's similar to Martinsville, is it not there, Angel?
Yeah, it's very similar, only a little bit bigger and not as tight as Martinsville.
Dear Lord. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, you can go 3 wide here. It is rather risky, though. But at the same exact time, you gotta try to manage yourself in the inside lane. We saw it last night where it was pretty much a conveyor belt for the most part until we saw our set of pit stops a little over halfway through the race. And with the fuel mileage, with these cars doing a bit better than trucks, that's a new rule. They put in a different rules package for the truck series. Not going to be impacted here, folks, so don't worry. Typical fuel range, which means expect the for the God dang it! Well, that's what I get for losing time. Angel, you can hit me in the frying pan.
Oh yes, and of course we're gonna go over our DNQs for this weekend real quick. It's going to be Justin Allgaier, Zoe Persons, Mina Ashido, and Jamie McMurray, alongside with Tyler Reddick and Ruvalvin.
Yeah, as the pace car is about to go on. Oh! Okay, I get it. That's what I get for talking over the freaking intercom. As here to go, folks, the USAA 300 is on the way. Green flag at Bristol. Good freaking grief on my end. As 125 laps is the total here tonight. As Tari will easily lead the first lap, but Shane Kane is right there.
Yeah, there he is. Just a little bit wearing up, and at the same time trying to do as much magic as possible in that fireball machine.
Absolutely. Here's mistake and correction. It's 150, not 125. Oopsie.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's an easy fix. My goodness. Well, we saw how quick the race was last night there, Angel. I mean, not too long, but at the same exact time. I mean, came pretty quickly. The only caution we had was a debris caution. May or may not have been similar to an issue that we saw a couple of... Oh, we have another car with issues! Riley Anderson is looking like she's going in and out. It appears... Oh,
no damage at all.
Look out!
3 wide, don't take 4 wide!
And
they make it!
That was a close call right there, but issues early for the Colleague machine. Colleague Racing has been through a ton of drama. There's Corey LaJoy. Yep, we saw a bit earlier.
And now
he had issues with his engine.
We gotta take a look at the fastest laps now.
And right now, it looks like Ortis will be the fastest, but Tari and Shane Kane, who are 1 and 2, are actually 2-3 for fastest lap. But times can change here in a hurry, as we see Corey LaJoy holding up plenty of drivers in the back. That's not good for them, especially if they don't see a caution anytime soon. They may be nailed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, take a look at Truex.
We see Truex over here trying to fight Jeffy and Riley at the same time. Remember that these two went up to whatever condition it was that they didn't feel really good during the start. But as of the moment, there is LaJoy, brand new engine for that 21 machine.
Absolutely. That is a backup engine that they were able to try to find. And as of now, he's just trying to salvage any point he can as he is close to the wall, being a gracious backmarker at the moment, letting the rest of the crew through. As it appears to me that Tari is still holding on early, but we will be keeping an eye on Corey LaJoy because he did hold up a pretty decent chunk of the field when he exited the pits. As we see, also Kyle Busch falling back. That might not be good for the points lead. However, we're back to Tari trying to get redemption here. She started on the pole last week, but due to an incident related to Maggie, she was not able to do the full race. The good news is, after a medical clearance shortly after the Rockingham weekend, she is good to run the entire race.
Oh yes, she is, and thankfully She's doing what she loves to do, being on the racetrack. Whatever position that she could have gotten, she already has it.
Absolutely. Tari was in possible control to get the win at Rockingham last week, but unfortunately, not only her, but the entire all-3 entry got screwed over one or two ways, actually. But the good news is, despite a forced bad finish at Rockingham last week, yes, you heard what I said, luckily for Tari, due to falling to a tiebreaker here with Justin Allgaier in the standings due to succeeding in pre-qualifying more times than Allgaier, which is why she was locked into this week's show. And she is using the most of it because right now she is keeping control of that lead, but one mistake, and Shane Keane is right there to take it.
Oh, yes, it is. And at the moment, take a look at the back. They're already exiting 3 and 4. Which is going to become a bit of a problem. There's the rear of the pack.
Then here they come, and about 5 to 6 seconds later, there's the all-3 into 20. That might be interesting because Shane Kane might think about, what if I possibly use that lap car as a pick to take the lead? Meanwhile, we do see the conveyor belt. This is what I've been talking about, Angel. We saw the truck race last night. And right now, Ford is 1, 2, 3 in the conveyor belt. Lahaif did start second, but did lose a position to Shane Keane. But remember, this is what we saw last night in the race, where the driver who started third eventually found their way to finish second. But this is a bit different here because it was a poor start by the 13 that costed him the second position.
Oh, yes, it was. And that's what costed him so much. And we take a look at what is going on at the moment with one of our fastest, Romina Ortiz, making her way through the field rather slowly. She is currently fifth.
We'll have to keep an eye on her as this race progresses. If she gets past A, it'll be 4 Fords in the top 4. And we'll have to keep an eye on her because the round assistants have recently picked up a new type of engine from Roger Penske. And that could give them a big boost here over these next couple of weeks.
It could be the big booster.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the back of Jasmine Prime trying to get redemption here after failing to qualify for the truck race last night. So even though she wasn't able to go double duty, she was able to survive here and get a pretty good starting position in the process.
And she's doing a pretty good job at it as well.
Yeah, right now, still no passing, but Ortiz could try to set herself up to get to that 4th position rather quickly, as we are still watching Tari Smith leading laps here. Now, let's explain something real quick, because we saw the fuel mileage for the truck race. It was about 50 to 60 laps or so before we saw green flag pit stops. But remember, that was when it was at ×3 and not ×2 like this package here. So the fuel window here is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little over 70 laps, maybe over 75, so there's a pretty decent chance that assuming this goes green all the way, they will only need to pit once.
Oh, yes, they will. And now look at that. At the moment, the telemetry of our fastest driver.
So I guess as of now, Eileen Galvin might be in control of the fastest lap from the 24th position. At least that's something salvageable for finishing in the mid pack. With a for the love of Pate. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the lap time, folks. Well, that pretty much ran away from us too soon. As Eileen Galvin, trying to salvage a decent night here at Bristol, might be under attack by the 3. We'll see how she does over here, because right now, everybody's settling in, and the tire wear is starting to kick in here.
Oh, yeah, you have to worry about that tire wear immense. And I say immensely in this racetrack.
Yeah, like I said, similar to Martinsville. And when you take a look at the tire situation, something else you need to account for, brakes. How to handle your brakes. Yeah, we do know that it's not as critical as it is as Martinsville, but brakes is still very critical for any short track on the schedule. Bristol, no exception.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an exception at all.
As it looks like over 30 laps are in the books, and Tari is still in control. As we go through a rundown real quick, Tari in the lead, Shane King trying to close him down in second as we take a look at Coil Joy. Yeah, looks like they might be running to him in about 5 to 10 laps. Now we'll see if that becomes a going opportunity for Shane King to possibly take the lead. But we take a look here. We got Tari, Shane Kane, Needle Lahaif in third. Jasmine Prime is currently running in fourth. And Ortis rounds out the top 5. We take a look at down here for Regina Servant in 6th. Ito Tishi in 7th. Sebastian Nava in his return in 8th. Then we got Gav Dennis in 9th. And Luz Acida wrapping up the top 10. And of course, folks, Fords are taking control of this whole thing. As we take a look here at Luz Acida, try and see if she can try to wheel in the 17, but it won't be easy. Pretty large distance there.
Yeah, it is a huge distance at that point.
Might be trying to play defense to keep that top 10 position from Haley Deegan in the 41. Another Ford, may I add. But we're not going to go through the entire rundown just yet, as we just want to do a rundown of the top 10. But hey, we do what we can do around here. Something to kill the time at least.
Exactly. And we're going to take a look at the time span for the lead. Yeah, because they're already catching up to Corey LaJoy.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about, because Corey LaJoy could bring in a monkey wrench to this whole thing, and it could possibly change hands for the lead. And something you don't want to happen here is to get put on the outside lane and be stuck there. You see Corey LaJoy, he's about to enter turn 3 while they're in the middle of the backstretch. It's going to be probably another 5 or so laps until they get to the back of him, maybe even less than that, as they are closing down on Corey LaJoy real quick.
Yeah, they're closing down on him really fast. And I don't know, Cody, you should probably check our broadcast.
Oh boy. Yep, that sounds about right. Because we are live here from Alex Prime TV. Absolutely. Yep, we're live here at Bristol for the 2026 USAA 300. As we are going to continue the rundown as we check in our fastest lap. It looks like with a 15.259, I think it says, Eileen Galvin is still projected to get that bonus point. We'll see if she holds on to that throughout the rest of this race.
Which would be another bonus point towards a team that have been struggling right now with their point leader, Dale Bush, our current point leader. Not looking so hot. Now is he?
Yeah, you see here, folks, Dale Bush actually has a very large lead over Ito Tiji. Dale Bush currently stands at 211. Well, Ito, it would be very difficult for Ito to even eclipse 200. Ito would have to find a way to win the race in order for that to happen. So for Dale Bush, even if he gets a bad finish, he can afford to keep the points lead regardless. So if I was Dale Bush, I mean, have a bad race. You can have a bad ass. Here we go. What will Tari and Shane do? Who will pass the 21 first? As Tari peeking to the inside, and it looks like it is not going to change a thing, maybe. But as of now, side by side between the old 3 and the 21, as it looks like Needle Lahaif is right beyond Shane Kane. Somebody can make a move and they can make it right then and there. As Tari Smith gets past Corey LaJoy without losing the lead, and Shane Kane might be able to get past him without losing second to Needle Lahaif, who is quite hungry for the position.
Yeah, she is they were very hungry for that position, but
Yeah,
Holy
but right
crap.
now this is helping Tari. It's helping Tari pull away. Shane Keen was right on her bumper for a while, and now Tari has a 3-car length lead over Shane Kane.
So if anything, that actually helped her.
Yeah, that did help Tari, as Carla Joy is stuck in the outside lane, not causing any chaos here, as Neil Lahaif has lost some time, 2-20, wishing he could have found a way to get past him, but not the right timing. They'll have to rely on the fast pit stop in order to contend for not only for second, but possibly for the lead. And as you see the outside lane, I think we have some positions changing over there, as I think Sebastian Nava is getting to the inside of Ito Tiji, and Regina Save is gonna... Wait a minute. Never mind, she was already behind the 12. Oops. But regardless, though, we do have a battle pursuing here, as Sebastian Nava trying to make the most of his return to Z06 to get past the 62, who is currently sitting second in points. Ito is projected to close down on Dale Bush, and now it's going, holy cow! What a rebound for the outside lane for the 62. Must be saving those tires, because holy cow, and he shuts the door to the 06 as he tries to go to the inside of 36. Let the chaos begin, folks.
And remember, that is friendly fire between these two, the 62 and the 06.
Trying to battle for any position they can get. Sebastian Nava trying to impress team owners for a bright future, as Lap Traffic and more are holding everybody up, including the Ada Jasmine Prime, who sits in 4th. She might be able to pull away from the pack now, as the top 3, oh my goodness, the top 3 is far away from 4th on down. So it very well could be these 3 unless we see a caution later down the road, because remember, only caution tonight last night was a debris caution, likely coming from car issues a few laps prior. So we'll see if A, we ever see a caution, but trust me, we're probably going to see a caution. And 2, when will these cars enter pit road, because we're getting pretty close to the window here.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. As I can go ahead and check in the intervals right now. You see Tari Smith, you see Shane Kane, you see Neil Lahaif, separated by 3/4 of a second. Then you see Jasmine Prime, who was 2.3 seconds back. And then 5th on down, at least 3 seconds behind the race leader. And luckily for the top 3, they'll be clear of lap traffic more than likely before they have to make pit stops for what might be the first and only time of the night. As you see Shane Kane trying to wheel in the 03. I think their times are indifferent.
Yeah, they're very indifferent indeed, as right now Tari's trying to gain. We're gonna see it. Did she gain? Yeah, only...
Yeah, by 3/100ths of a second. What?
It was only 1/10 for Tari, but I don't know. She maybe wants to put a little more gap with that 20 car.
Yeah, she might, because if you make a mistake on pit road, that could end your race right then and there. So, for anyone in the top 3 especially, perfect pit stops and don't make a mistake on pit road. There were officials who had a meeting last night after missing an eye on at least 3 trucks last night that committed a commitment line violation in green flag pit stops last night. That is another thing to look out for as we get ready to see them go on pit road, and I gotta do something. Sorry, Tari, I have to do this for the brain rot number. Anyway.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry, okay? I said sorry already. But meanwhile, it looks like Neil Lahaif is trying to get to the back of Shane Kane. So the 20 is going to be at a balancing act for a little bit, trying to wheel in the 03, but at the same exact time, vice versa, as Eileen Galvin still holds on to the fastest lap. And sorry, Tari, for the horny number. There you go. Anyway, we are almost halfway through this race as we see the gaps. Oh my goodness, things have changed here, and Corey LaJoy is causing a frenzy.
Oh yes, he is. Not a lot of people are happy with LaJoy at this point. And
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
that's an appetizer. Maybe that's an appetizer that is going to be more to come when we go to green flag stops.
absolutely, Angel. That could be an appetizer indeed, as we see the gaps increasing beyond third place, as now the top 6 are within 5 seconds to the race leader. For the top 3, now within half a second due to the draft that they're picking up. It is a little drafty at Bristol due to the fact that it's a short track, but at the same time, you really want to be close in contention going into green flag pit stops. And remember, this is where you gotta be golden on everything and not make a single mistake, including the drivers themselves. They were told that they will track down any mistake this time, so drivers are told to be a bit more careful tonight when entering pit road. As all I see is a 3-car breakaway. It could be any of those 3 winning tonight unless, as I said, they make a mistake on pit road, as now the window could open to make one pit stop, then be done. Let them race.
Yes,
Wait a minute, do I see someone on pit road already?
It could be, as we are right now at the halfway point.
Yeah, I thought I saw one car go down, but it might be me being blind, so me and my blind moments, folks. Don't worry, we have our gimmicks here. As we see 3-car breakaway, but I noticed there is a second 2-car breakaway between Jasmine Prime and Romina Ortiz.
Yeah,
Not as close, but it's still there.
And Romina's trying to get, she's trying to get close. She's trying to get close to that 8-car.
Absolutely, because I mean, at this point, those 2 are long shots for the win unless we get a caution, then everybody pits on the caution, because the more those tires wear down, the less of the chance that you are to be able to pass somebody from the inside line, less of a chance to bump into somebody to pass them from the inside line, etc., etc. Even the outside line, in which Ito Tishi proved is still usable. But as the laps die down, and as the tires die down, it gets harder to use that outside lane for your own safety. But at the same exact time, it's a reward, because you can't use much of the inside lane if your tire grip goes.
If your tire goes to the underworld.
Yeah,
Mark
pretty
Gaines
much.
Trying to move up some positions.
Yep, Mark Games, I see Psycho, I see a few other entries. Oh, Morgan! Oh my goodness! Trying to keep their positions as, Morgan is trying to make it work. We saw Ito try it before, and now we see it at Morgan Miguel. Not yet clear, might be another lap or 2 until she gets clear to Mark Games. There she goes, and she's clear! Oh, missed opportunity right there. But the outside lane really starting to gain some momentum, so maybe that's something else to keep an eye on. That probably explains why Corey LaJoy has been hanging on for such a long time.
Oh yes, it has. And over here, Jeffy trying to get to the inside of Lin Lau Jr.
Yeah, but the outside lane is preventing those on the inside to make a pass. That outside lane is becoming more and more effective on the defense, but it does not help with entry for pit road, because those who do pit from the outside line are more likely to commit a commitment line violation on pit road, and that might end your race dearly on that one. As we see Jeffy go to the inside again to no prevail.
It worked.
And that 6 car needs a good run, because he is one of the drivers on the bubble in the owner's points as of now. The 6 car entered 34th in the owner standings.
She is.
Oh my, as more and more drivers outside lands, we almost have 3 wide over here between Sharp, Truex, and Gavin. We got pit stops! Here we go! Green flag pit stop, Shane Kane did pit before Tari, and oh boy, they better not make a mistake, because whoever comes out of the pit first could probably win this race. So here we go, starting with Shane Kane. One of the first ones to enter pit road here in the green flag pit stops. They want more than...
crash!
Caution! That is going to change everything as Annabella Alberti goes around.
My God,
And
what
some
happened?
drivers are probably going to be trapped a lap down, and this is going to screw over our 3 contenders. Let's see what happened. Oh, and it started with Gav Dennis.
He might have run out of fuel. He may have run out of fuel. And then Mark sent it into Annabella, and that screwed up Psycho big time.
Yeah, and Psycho's another entry that is kind of close to the bubble in the owner's points, and Annabella Alberti is trying to get back into the top 35 in owner's points after missing Martinsville. We're going to get some point of views here, starting with the issues related to Gav Dennis. You see here, oh, that could have been another wreck. Avoided that, but got dumped.
Oh, it's uncalled for. Oh, and then got hit again by Bon Jovi.
Yeah, Mark Games went too aggressive on that one. Mark Games was too aggressive. He did not get the signal to go to pit, and because of that, that puts Needle a Hive to the lead, as all the other drivers will more than likely pit here, which will cycle everything in, which means drivers like Tari and Shane Kane are more likely going to be back in the front.
Shane Kane is out.
Wait a minute. Shane Kane has a problem. You've got to be kidding me. So now you see the posts that are Tari. Tari might have just gotten a... You blew it! Here at Bristol because of Mark Games. Oh, goodness. Well, if you have somebody to blame for bringing Adam Sale over to Bristol, blame Mark. As we see the rest of the cars here lining themselves up.
Luz Noceda is our current leader.
What the? Oh, for Pete's sakes. There's a good chance that she did not pit neither during the green flag pit stops nor with the caution. And according to the rulebook here, anybody who was ahead of the race leader at the time, who's at the tail end of the lead lap, they will go around and they'll start towards the back of the field for the restart. And this is going to take a while, so yeah. Do expect this caution to be a bit extended here.
Oh yes, expected big time.
Yeah, and here's the thing. For Luz Noceda, she is racing with some additional stress here because earlier this week, there was an attempted purchase of Front Row Motorsports that went wrong due to a probable breach of contract. And because of that, the team that was originally planning to buy out Front Row Motorsports has filed a lawsuit against Bob Jenkins and Front Row Motorsports early this week. So Luz Noceda racing with not too much of a heavy heart, but with a heavy mind, as she is now clouded with a legal situation in hand, as not everybody has gotten the wave around yet. They are telling the pace car to stay out there, as we are going to restart with less than 55 to go. As we are almost done, you do see Jarvis being trapped a lap down. I see Deku a lap down. I see Melody a lap down. I see Boogie a lap down. Oh, that's not good for him. I see The 22 a lap down. Jasmine Prime, who was running so good, being trapped a lap down. It pretty much ruined a good run for the 8. As more and more cars are being let through before we restart this race. As Jeffy, what are you doing? As we are almost done with letting cars through, Annabelle Alberti will be the last one that will be able to go to the back of the field. Meanwhile, everybody else is going to be trapped a lap down. Well, wait a minute. They gave the lucky dog to Ambunchewy, so I guess Ambunchewy will be getting her lap back. Okay. And with that over with, we will be able to go back to the green flag. Let's go on up and let's see the lineup here going into the restart. As you see, Luz Nasita, for some reason, is up here now. As we have the 4, the 0. Wait a minute. What the? The 3 didn't move. The 3 didn't move.
She actually got stuck. As we're going back to green.
She's stuck! What are we doing, officials? As we're back underway and we have a big problem as Ambunchewy as what in the world? And that is it, Isabella Gonzalez! Oh my goodness! We made it! Around they go! What in the world has happened here?
And Todoroki upside down and he got turned over.
Oh my god! What originally started as a pet like a dumbass moment turns into a 4-wide incident that clearly could have been avoided. Officials are going to be revealing that one absolutely no problem. Because that was, if you thought the incident involving Mark Gaines was uncalled for, look at this. It started with Melody Purple and Deku. Let's go back a little bit more to see what happened between those two at first. Wait, Melody sent it.
Yeah, she sent it.
Melody sent
it. They saved it.
And wait a minute. And then Midoriya and Purple did not slow down. And it caused a major incident here. And remember, after last year with the famous Ochoco Yoraka incident at Kansas, they forbid drivers from full sending below the curb like that. So this is going to be a bad luck here. While the official revealed that, let's take a look at Todoroki.
He's gonna get caught up over here. Oh, gets into.
Oh, and then hold on a minute. How does he flip? Okay, so what the? Okay. Okay. Well, and then he slides into pet road somehow. Okay. That's an odd one. But it may have started with a couple of people. Let's look at Melody, the one the officials are keeping an eye on. Goes below the curve and fails to use her brakes, then full sends it. That is what Ochoco Yoraka did. And for those who recall that incident last year, Ochoco Yoraka was sent to the hauler. And after that, she was suspended from partaking in the Cricket Cup Series race the following day. As we take a look at Dale Busch.
What a smother of stack-ups. He gets into Jeffy a little bit.
Yeah, he did get damage from Jeffy. Some of them had nowhere to go so freaking ever. But officials, wait a minute. Oh, this is quick. One of the quickest judgments that I have seen all season. Driver, crew chief, and spotter of the 1 to the hauler at the end of the race. And this is not the first time that Melody Purple has been told to talk to the officials over an incident like this. What are we doing, Ann?
Oh my god, Ambunchewy was trying to recover her lap.
And Luz Nasita is trapped a lap down after a strategy gone completely wrong, probably miscommunication for the 34, and now she's going to have to settle for what will more likely be a poor showing. As luckily, Melody Purple is outside the top 30, so it's not like a penalty would affect her all that much, or a black flag situation at that, because we have to take a look at Daytona. Melody Purple did not cause one, but she caused two incidents at Daytona. First one was a reckless stunt, and then she served a black flag penalty. After serving that penalty, she LePaged the field at the back straightaway at Daytona, served another black flag penalty. Fans were calling for her to be parked, and she was never parked for her actions. But they did leave her with a warning. We have more issues. As Eileen Galvan is going to win. Oh!
Whoa.
Yeah, so basically Mark Games, who caused the mayhem in the first place, is now erased. Leonard, what's going on with Eileen Galvan?
She's being held up.
What the?
She does have the permission to go.
What? Oh, you've got to be freaking kidding me. See what you started, Mark Games? Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, well, they gave me another call here. They may consider investigating the zero after, they're not going into next week. So they're not claiming to the hauler, but this is a different type of incident. Remember the Christian Eckes incident in the Truck Series race last night? Well, it's one of those kinds of incidents. As the pace car's nowhere to be found, I think we're going to go back green with less than 45 to go. And we are. What in the world? How are we back on the yellow?
They say it's to reassort the field.
Oh my goodness. Cricket Cup official mismanagement has struck again. As Mark Games slowing down to try to get beyond the pace car. Yeah, I mean, somebody in the comments here said, what are we doing? And to respond to that, people being idiots. This is what happened at Daytona, and we had a bunch of officials being idiots at Martinsville, so this is nothing new, folks. Official zero IQ moment. Oh my god. We got someone in the comments, Angel. Read what it says.
Are we serious?
Apparently, they're accusing the officials for being on a certain thing. As Luz Seed is getting her lap back. And I guess Boogie. And Galvin again. What in the world are we doing?
We're actually giving a lot of laps back.
Oh, what in the world are we doing? Well, we get to the bottom of who was causing this mess. Let's just take a look at who's leading this freaking thing. Because, yeah, back to what I was saying a bit earlier. For context to what I meant on the Zoo a little bit earlier, Christian Eckes last night in the truck race infamously wrecked out Corey Heim. Officials did not immediately penalize him, but they placed Christian Eckes under investigation before their next race. And this is something that they are open to do with the zero. So Mark Games will not be asked to come to the hauler. However, they are willing to reveal the tape of that initial incident, which eventually caused the type of chaos that we have seen here. So we will be keeping a watch, and if we hear anything on Tuesday, we'll let you know before the next AT&T Grand National Series race, which will be at Kansas.
So far, one car has been retired from this race.
Yep, Shane Kane did DNF. As you see, the lineup has changed again. Mark Games, Clyde McBride, Diaz, Spork, Pichitaro, your top 5. You see the others here in the top 10. Wait a minute! Guess somebody else is trying to wave around. Corey LaJoy? No.
Well, because
he's actually starting a lap down or two after his problems early in the race.
And you see all these drivers that were trapped a lap down because they were waved around. The ruling is they have to restart on the outside line.
Yep, absolutely. That's how it works around here. They have to restart the tail of the longest line, and it is indeed the outside line. As you see the pace car pulling in, we're going to restart at 40 to go. Will we see any more chaos? We're going to find out. Green back out in the air, hopefully for the rest of this race. As Mark Games, the one who may have caused the chaos in the first place, is in the lead. Uh-oh, 3 wide. Nina LaHive getting hungry over there, and he goes through. As Corey LaJoy out to cause more chaos at the track. Dear Lord, this is crazy. You see Sue needing a good run she needs as we see a car down pit road that's not allowed in the Georgia Bulldog scheme, unless I'm confusing the Louds again, but... Oh, Len Loud Jr., thank you. Alright, meanwhile, you see the breakaway from the top 5. Neil LaHive's got a lot of work to do! What? God, that is in the wall!
They sent him to the wall!
They sent Gav Dennis to the wall! And I am a little concerned because we have seen a bunch of carnage so far. It won't surprise me if we see a caution for debris due to said carnage. Because right now there is a little bit concerned about turn 4 at the moment. So we'll see if that eventually brings out a caution either now or before the end of the race.
And look at that.
But as of now,
one of the drivers that has moved a lot since the caution periods.
Yeah, Dale Bush has moved up quite a lot here, as he is going to be possibly looking for a good finish, and he is behind drivers like Leah Sharp and Tari Smith. Tari Smith, I'm sorry, you're going to get yelled at by Adam Sandler at the end of this race. But meanwhile, you see the fastest lap, losing to Sita. She might have screwed up on pit strategy, but she didn't screw up on running some fast times. So losing to Sita could be picking up that bonus point with a 15.11. Is that an 8?
Yes, 118.
Thank you. As the laps are counting down really fast. 3 wide again by Corey LaJoy. We're going to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, you see that's been very hard to pass at this track, as Mark Games, the one who initially caused the first incident that messed up this entire race in the process, is running away. Oh boy. As we heard from outside comments that another car has dropped out of the race, Joe.
Oh no, a lot of these cars have dropped out. The 25 and 12 in the
3
floor.
DQs!
3
DQs! And that means they're automatically having to see the officials at the end of the race. Well, add that 4 people to see the officials now, as it looks like Loud, Ortiz, and Galvin will be joining Melody Purple in the AT&T hauler at the end of the race.
I wonder why.
Oh my goodness. And we wonder why. Unfortunately, we did not hear why, but they're telling us a possible set of restart violations that might have resulted in their DQs. But luckily, those are minor in comparison to what Melody Purple said, as people have already chanted to park the locale, but sorry folks, she ain't getting parked. As we are down to about 25 to go, Clyde McBride is holding everybody up over here. as he is probably one of the slower cars. Really?
Well, he's
Really?
not.
We have somebody in the comment section and his name is Sean Hard. You can only imagine what he said. As we take a look through the field again, looks like right now there could be no real risk of any crashing at all, so... Yeah, as you see, the gap between Mark Games and McBride about a second. Mark Games, if he wins this race, it could be one of the most controversial wins of the AT&T season due to the fact that he caused the caution that has set up the entire chaos and as a result could win because of his own chaos. And there are some fans right now that are also calling not only the Park Melody Purple, but also Park Mark Games as well. But like I said, folks, officials have heard your word. They will be reviewing the footage from Mark Games and his crew in an investigation which will go through the rest of the weekend and through the early parts of next week as we see Ryan Truex up here. One of the drivers that were looking very good recently in the points, not running so hot here.
There's
black flag! We got the black flag and it could be for Mark Games. They have put it under review and they are penalizing the zero for possible race manipulation. And that is a major one. He just committed a commitment violation. Oh my goodness. Oh,
that changes everything.
This changes everything as Mark Games, not only does he need to serve the black flag, but he has been asked to go see the officials at the end of the race. You thought Melody Purple's violation was bad. This might be worse. As Clyde McBride, who has not been so hot in his entire career in the AT&T Grand National Series, he could finally visit victory lane here tonight, as he is trying to hold off a very hungry Christopher Diaz, and an especially hungry Anna Spork as, I see we could see a breakaway within the top three again as Mark Games lap traffic. But passing is almost impossible as we see this unfolding.
Whoa,
Mark Games, watch it. Watch it, Mark Games. Let's not pull a Melody from Daytona as Sue also trying to get a good finish here after having a horrendous start of the season. Like, look, Sue was not allowed to race for an entire month. And that's because Sue, first of all, she got screwed over by honors points for Junior Motorsports, and then two, failed to qualify for not one, not two, not three, but 4 straight races to start the season. Holding her now tied for the record for longest DNQ streak for the season. Yes, I said tied because the 37 crew has a chance to make the list if they DNQ Watkins Glen in the field weeks. But Sue, for the first time this season, might be back to her strides after making the playoffs last season. As we see fastest lap will more likely go to lose now, as we're down to 10 to go here at Bristol. And it's just insanity. And we're already going to get to a point to where if we get a caution, it very well may end the race. I mean, these are the last few laps where a restart could still be possible as we take a look at who is falling off the face of the earth. See the 22.
And
very slow, but I don't know if the lead pack is going to catch them in time or not. I don't think so. I think they're going to be okay. As Clyde McBride doing what he needs to do to hold off the 72 to win this race. Passing is very difficult here So the more Clyde McBride takes control, the more likely he is going to win this race. As the laps keep on counting down, take a look at the point days that we have here. Anna Spork trying to get that 87 into the top 35 in owner's points. She's doing what she needs to do. Psycho Pichitaro, who got locked in for the first time this season at AT&T, she needs what she needs to do as well as the 13. While we have drivers like the 03 who started on the pole, but Tari Smith's going to get yelled by Adam Sandler here pretty soon. She's having issues with catching up back to the front of the field. You have a few other drivers over here that need good point days. They're getting the good point days right now. As we're running out of stuff to talk about because next caution ends the race. And Clyde McBride holding everybody off as we're down to 3 to go. Diaz running out of time, but well, his car, let alone his tires, allow him to get past the 00.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, I think this is all in the bag for Clyde McBride. It is most likely over at this point. We may as well show the white flag presented by Wells Fargo early because there's a very solid chance this is all wrapped up here, folks. So here's the white flag. Enjoy. There it is.
It's just like that.
I pretty much presented Wells Fargo's big thing already. As it looks like Tarware's going to win the day for Clyde McBride. Takes advantage of the chaos, and he'll win the 2026 USAA 300. And best of all, Clyde McBride, you are finally an AT&T winner.
Finally, actually. Wow.
Yeah, as now that a lot of things are official, I have to do this. While we looking at Mark Games?
I don't know.
I think we need a duck. Ah! Ah! Yep, some of them are tackling Mark Games after he got out of his car. Oh boy. Yeah. Yep, well, Mark Games is getting tackled for forcing Adam Sandler to get his butt over here at Bristol. We need to go over the finishing results. As Clyde McBride doing the burnouts, and he will be visiting Victory Lane for the first time in his career. So, well done for Clyde McBride. Christopher Diaz finished second, Anna Spork third. Anna Spork absolutely needed this result because looking at the owner standings, that 87 was 46 with only 37 points in their name. They are going to be passing quite a few cars here that DNQ'd. Psycho finishing fourth. She'll be safe for the next week. Neil Haifa wrap up the top 5. He could be safe for next week. Regina Servant in 6th. She could be a contender for the top 5 in the points. Maybe even higher than that at this point. Sue, Smith, Miguel, and look at Jimmy Johnson. He still got it in him, rounding out the top 10. As you don't have to go much further to see Carlo Herrera. He needed a good run after DNQing quite a few times. He finishes 11th. So I'll watch it. Hey, Tari Smith. I got something to say to you.
You blew it!
As for the second week in a row, somebody from that team gets to you. Blow it! Wow. As Leah Sharp filling in for Maggie Splitzer finishing 14th. So good job by the 10 entry. They are recovering quite well. Points leader finishing 17th. You got Jeffy who's trying to do the best for that 6th entry finishing 19th. That'll help them. As you take a look at the rest of the results, 27 finish on the lead lap. And look at the drivers who finish a lap down or even worse. And remember, 39th, 40th, 41st, they are automatically seeing the officials because they got a DQ. We believe it was for caution violations during that bunch of chaos that happened. But Shane Kane, who got involved in an accident, probably in pit row, probably somewhere else in the middle of the first caution, was your only DNF due to a non-disqualification. But also remember, Melody Purple, for her Ochako-inspired move, is being sent to the hauler after the race for causing that caution. And Mark Games is the first one to visit the officials for probable race manipulation, which I'm not going to say what the penalty and that's going to be, but if I have to take a guess, something tells me Mark Games is probably not racing next week. It's safe to say. As before we wrap things up over here tonight, Angel, what's your takeaway from this race?
It was chaotic. It was fun. It was Bristol in a nutshell. Perfect.
Bristol in a nutshell. The caution came out while they were going through the pits, and that's how Tari was forced to choke away the race, as well as a few others who were running at the front at the time. But at the end of the day, you see it in victory lane at the last Great Coliseum. Clyde McBride, emotional win for him as he finally gets it done. Haas factory team doing what they needed to do. And Ford is finally hearing the demand to get back on track here in the AT&T Grand National Series. Yep, that'll do it here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Do not forget, Food City 500 on AGDN, coming up tomorrow at 1:30. Broadcasted by Angel Diaz-Rada as he'll be taking you through the action tomorrow. And for the AT&T Grand National Series, don't forget, we'll be going over to Kansas next week, as we'll be going first on Friday for the 5-Hour Energy 300 right here on Alex Prime Plays YouTube channel. And that being said, this has been Cody Smart covering AT&T Grand National Series coverage, as we like to thank you for watching here on Alex Prime PlayStation. We wish you a good night, and we'll see you at the Great Plains of Kansas next week.
Tornado time.
What? Okay. Quit the outro, I'll tell you that much.